Andy, just get your thoughts on the selection. Do you see this as a return to your first team, or is it just first?
Not really, no. Obviously, we had a few injuries last time, and there's a few injuries this time round as well. Those guys who were not fit to play against Italy have used their time well and fit and raring to go, so that freshens things up a little bit. And having said that, I think it's a good side, you know. So it's one that we've excited to see take the field on Saturday.
Some of the new faces, they're not new, but Farrell coming in at full back and Ollie Yeager on the bench. Can you tell us about those players, what you see in them, and why you've chosen them?
Well, I think first and foremost, it's always a pleasure to give somebody their debut, but I think this is a special one because it's a special story in Ollie. In fact, I've had a couple of conversations with him over the years. When we was over in New Zealand, I met him about his plans, etc., and where that sat. But he was content enough because he was building a really nice life for himself over there and doing unbelievably well for the Crusaders. But he showed his ambition to come back to Ireland and make a claim for a spot in playing for his country. So we've had him earmarked for a while, but watching him start his career in Ireland at Munster and how that's gone, and then giving him the opportunity to come to Portugal with us, and he's had a few more weeks since then in the squad. We've been nothing but impressed. You know, he's a big man, very low maintenance, a proper man's man. You know, the tash says it all, doesn't it? And he's very knowledgeable, well coached, and for a big man, he gets around the field and got a good feel. So. He deserves his chance, I thought, coming into camp and then transferring that to his performance against the Scarlets, where he not actually played for quite some time. Actually, was pretty impressive. So we're excited for him to show what he's got on Saturday. And then for Farrell's his first Six Nations start. Exciting for him, you know. He's always been in and around the squad and pushing, and you know the versatility that Farrell's has got has always probably earmarked him for a bench spot, etc. But he's always been waiting for this chance. Hugo doesn't get injured too much, does he? Look, his skill set is fantastic, and I'm sure that it's a big week for him, you know, so there'll be a test of his temperament, but he's playing in a good side. I'm sure that he'll take his chance.
Just briefly, is Finley being injured, or is that just...
No, he's not. He's not. It's just an opportunity to see what Ollie's got.
Thanks. Further? Yeah. Hi, Andy. Kieran Farrell's first start, as I said, it's an easy decision to bring him in?
Well, it is, because he's trained there for us a lot, and we started the campaign with him over there in Portugal as training as a 15, so it's very natural for him to fill that position, and he deserves his chance in that position.
Have you any more news on Hugo's injury? Do you expect him to be out long? Or?
No, we don't. He's making great progress. He's using his time wisely. As I said, he doesn't really get injured too much, although he's the longevity that he's had and how he plays the game, etc., has given this last couple of weeks to be able to clean a few things up, and he's worked unbelievably hard on that. But as far as his knee injury is concerned, he's making great progress. We expect him to be back for the England game.
And just looking at your bench as well, do you feel you've got plenty of options there with that kind of split, especially if it's full back?
We do, yes. We train in that manner the whole time. People are always swapping and changing because it's important that other people know each other's roles and what we expect of each other in that regard. So I expect that to be just fine.
Finally, just go.
Sorry, we've got a few people to go around. I'll come back if I can. Thanks, Stephen. Andy, your under-20 coach has been appointed on an interim basis at Ulster Rugby. Could you give us just your assessment of what impact you think Richie Murphy could make there?
I think it's a great appointment. I think he'll do a fantastic job. His rugby knowledge is second to none. He's a very experienced guy that's been an assistant for quite some time. And I know that he worked with us for a short period before he went to the under-20s. But that was his next step to take that type of mantle on and do it his way. He's certainly done a fantastic job. I mean, coaching the under-20s is coaching in its purest form. It's bloody difficult, like, you know, because the swapping and changing the whole time each year. It shows exactly the quality that he's got and his knowledge of the whole game. I think the players up at Ulster there will love him, and his attitude is a great fill. But first and foremost, I think they'll respect his knowledge first and foremost, definitely.
The number of Ulster players you've been able to select in your squad recently is probably a reflection of how the team has been playing. And from an Ireland point of view, how important do you think it is that Ulster can return to the powerful province that it once was?
It's not a reflection on how Ulster are playing. This is the individuals that play within any given team. And as you know, that what I've always said, I never ever look at selection on who's playing where, just on form and whether they deserve it or not. And you know, to counteract that, what everyone else is doing at the same time. So, look, it's obvious that we want all the provinces playing at the top of the game. If that happens, it's a special place to be, but it doesn't tend to happen that often, does it? You know. So, one thing I know for sure is that it's Ulster. They've got a fantastic squad and good people up there, and the lads that we have within our squad are exemplary to the club, you know, as far as their attitudes are concerned, whether they're playing or not.
Neil, then Ashton. Andy, was it a pleasing moment to tell Kieran Farrell he's starting this week, because he's served a pretty long apprenticeship in the wider squad over the last few years?
Yeah, he's been in and around the squad, and he's always had an appetite to want to get to this type of position. So now it's coming round. I'm sure that's a big moment for him and his family, etc. To start the game. But it's all about performing, isn't it? It's about taking your chance, and that's what international's all about. You know, all you need is a chance. It's up to the individuals to go and take that and prove a point.
Ashley?
Yeah, Andy, since taking the head coach role, is this the most competitive you find this Irish team has been at?
I don't know. You probably made me think about that a little bit more when I leave here. It's always been competitive. It's always been difficult, like, you know, to select a squad, because there's so many good people, and it matters so much to them to want to play for Ireland, you know. So it's always difficult. But all you can do each week is be fair to the player that deserves it, you know. Like I always said, the selection isn't down to me or to the coaches. It's down to the players first and foremost, and hopefully they can perform well enough to take selection into their own hands and take it out of mine. If that doesn't happen, then it becomes 50-50. Sometimes you're on a gut feel, etc., and you've got to do what's right for the team. So that's never been any different.
Yeah, you see the likes of Gary Ringrose is out, meningitis in New Zealand. That's obviously not part of the squad. Ollie coming in, it just feels like it's...
Yeah, no, I can see that from your point of view. You can see that, but that's exactly what we want. And you know, I say to all the players, the players that are not playing, sometimes it's just nothing down to their form neither. You know, Finlay had a decent game last time up, but all he deserves is chance for what he's shown that he can do for us. You know, so, and you know, I mean, I'm just using that as an example. It's the same for everyone else, that whoever gets a chance, I hope they perform to the best of their ability, because that means it lifts the other person's capabilities to want to get back in. And we've always said competition for places has to be at its premium for this team to keep on growing, and that's what we're trying to do here.
And finally, just what can you expect from Wales, and are you looking forward to getting back to the Aviva?
Always love playing at the Aviva. Playing against Wales, well, you know it's always going to be a scrap. You know that every single time Wales play against Ireland, it means probably a little bit more to them. So I've been told, certainly over the years. So we're aware of that, and we also know as well that Wales historically have always got better throughout the competition. You know, we're 5 weeks into it now. Come the weekend from when we first started training. We know that they'll be better, and hopefully we've used our time wisely as well.
Last two questions, Murray then Elizabeth.
Aside from Hugo, was there anyone else who wasn't available because of injury?
So who've we got? We've Gary. Gary's not quite right, and Ian Henderson has a dislocated toe. Not as bad as that. He's going to be he's going to be fit sooner rather than later. So hopefully for the England game as well. Gary, he's trained with us all week, and he has done for the last 10 days in the Farrell week as well. Not contact though. He's made good progress, and there's no point in pushing him and pushing him into a contact session and setting him back again, because he's made so much good progress. You know, he's nearly there, but not quite.
Final question in this section.
Kevin Doris hasn't been tasked fit to start. He obviously didn't go training on Tuesday. I suppose how is he feeling, and how close to the wire was the decision made for him to be able to play?
He was never in doubt. This happens the whole time in a test match week, where you have to manage people differently. That's the whole point, isn't it? You know, the only thing that matters is how you get to a point where they're able to be the best version of themselves on the weekend. Sometimes people have knocks or little bits of tightness or whatever that takes a different course within the week. So the plan for Caelan this week was always to train on Monday, which he did. Not back that up with 2 days on the bounce on Tuesday and train fully on Wednesday. Wednesday's our big session, and he was full steam ahead as far as that's concerned.